Can I move on to the next speaker? I don't want to bore you with numbers because the important traits of being a Toastmaster is time management. Irrespective of if the TT master or the G evaluator takes their own sweet time on stage, it is the responsibility of the TMOD. It is very difficult to cut short and bring the Toastmaster to close by 5. Okay. So the next speaker for today is Adarsh Ram, and he's doing again the Organize Your Speech CC2 journey. Kritika Manoharan, yes, yeah, she is the evaluator. She would be reading the objective of, it would be a repeat, still you can.
So good afternoon, Toastmasters. Toastmaster Adarsh is giving his project to organize his speech from competent communication manual. His objectives are: select an appropriate outline which allows listener to easily flow and understand your speech, make your message clear with supporting material directly contributing to the message, use appropriate transitions when moving from one idea to another, create a strong opening and conclusion. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best,
Adarsh, stand up. Let everybody see you first. So his positive qualities are: he's a born leader, he's optimistic, ability to take risk, yes, and sometimes he's very stubborn, not flexible, egoist, yeah, okay. And you can see so many famous people for you to follow. Do your CC2, all the best, Adarsh. The title is Our Education System.
Education. What is it all about? Is it a field of area where we learn something by reading books? Is it just that, or is it something else? Fellow Toastmasters and guests, any experience that has an influence in the way one acts, feels, or thinks is education. Let me illustrate this with a small example. I was in my 5th class and I was learning about volcanoes, and I wasn't very clear about what a volcano was. The next day we had a demonstration where my teacher had made a model of a volcano with plaster of Paris and had made smoke come out of it. The concept of volcanoes is still fresh in my mind, and that triggered an interest in social studies. Now, why is education so important? I'm sure all of us would have gone through hours and hours of boring classes, and we would have learned sums and concepts that we forget instantaneously once the exam is over. So do we need to go through all this? Yes, marks do get you up to a certain level, but we go through schools and colleges not just to get our grades up, but to understand society and make some basic moral choices in life. This is the most important reason of becoming educated. Now, let's focus on education in our country. As we all know, we all live in a place where you got to do what you got to do, I got to do what I got to do. The competition among us has increased tremendously. I feel this way of life has changed people's perspective towards education. Let me give you an example. As we all know, in most schools, for students to do extremely well in their 12th class board exams, teachers skip most of the 11th class syllabus and go directly to the 12th. I was a victim of this practice, and only when I reached college, I realized that those who had been taught the full extent of their syllabus were performing much better than me, as they were better equipped with knowledge. This way of studying and learning has to be stopped. Now, India, despite its huge population and resources, is ranked nowhere among the top in terms of technology and research. One primary reason for this is our education is not up to date. I was in my 2nd year in college, and I was working on a machine in the EEE laboratory, and we had some alumni from the 1980s batch walking. So one of them comes to me and says, I remember working on this machine when I was in college. Me and my friends were stunned. Were we working on the same machine that's been here past 25 years? Oh my God. We are progressing, but we need to upgrade ourselves to the nearest levels of technology and happenings. We can look into some areas like infrastructure, which needn't be restricted only to the improvement in classroom facilities, but also sports and other activities. Most schools and colleges don't even have a playground where students can spend some time in. Now, there's a big debate in the engineering and the medical sector about students just entering into colleges by pure mugging, and whether we need entrance exams to step up the quality of students entering these colleges. Definitely, with the existence of entrance exams, there will be an improvement in the quality of students entering colleges. But there is a catch. Students in cities and in towns are better exposed to competitive exams than students in rural areas, thus affecting their chances of getting into top-notch universities in the country. So, do we need to have students, do we need to have colleges flooded with students only from towns and cities? Or do we need to look at the bigger picture? This I leave for you all to decide. Now, in my school days, I did score pretty well in most of my tests and exams. But looking back, I feel I should have questioned what I was learning a little more, rather than just nod to most of the things which I was taught. And also, I wish I had played a bigger role in extracurricular activities. So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, if you've got children studying in school, or if you've got cousins studying in schools, please ask them to question what they're learning and how they're being taught, and also to take a bigger role in extracurricular activities. Let's change the way the education system works. Let's make it work the right way.